Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm your host, Brenda Warren, the solutionist. I help turn people's messes or their mission into a message for the masses. And today I'm excited because I'm going to have some women business owners, if they choose to, join me today and talk about what's going on in their businesses coming up in 2022, what 2021 looked like to them, how they're living their best lives, and what they're doing in general. And I thought I'd just get on today to take the opportunity to do this because we haven't live streamed in a while. And there's been so many awesome things happening. So if you're out there and you are on Facebook, and I'm going to check to see if we are actually coming through on Facebook because it's been a while since I've done this, so I need to make sure that everything is working properly. Because sometimes, you'll start these things and you think you got it going on, and ain't nothing happening. But it looks like I did that. I am now live on Facebook and YouTube, and yeah, okay, y'all can see me. I see y'all. Y'all see me. How y'all doing? Okay. Well, first off, thank you if you're out there looking. And if you catch this on a replay, thank you as well. There are so many amazing things that have happened to me over 2021 that as I reflected back on just how amazing this year has been, I can't even tell you. I was just telling someone when I was doing a recording earlier that if you had told me that I would be living the life that I'm living right this instant over 15 months ago, I'd have told you were on hallucinogenic drugs. But today, I am happy to report I am living my best life. And sometimes I've been told you can't connect the dots going forward, you can only connect them going back. And hold on, we gotta let Dr. Jen know that we're live and she can come whenever she's ready. Um, Doing that over this past year, I've had the opportunity to really, really make some inroads, make some phenomenal friends of other business women and just people in general. And so one of them is Dr. Jen Price. And I'm going to be bringing Dr. Price on right now to our stream. Let me add her in here. Hello, Dr. Jen. How are you?
Hello, Brenda. Good to see you today.
It's good to see you too. I was just letting the audience know that we were going to be live here for a little while. We're going to have some conversations about us living our best life and 2021 roll up and what we're going to be in 2022. So, I want to give you the opportunity to tell people about yourself. And what would you like people to know about you for, uh, first off, besides the fact that you're just an amazing friend, an amazing person, and I want you to know I feel absolutely blessed that you're in my life and that you have become one of my biggest confidants and someone that I can go to that will not just always tell me I'm right, but really correct me if I'm wrong, be give sage advice, a shoulder to cry on, a shoulder to vent to, and I honor you for that. Just want to start off with that.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. The feeling is definitely mutual. Even just after our most recent conversations, you just lit a fire in me under my, and I really got to hop to it and really start doing some vision casting for 2022. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But who I am in a nutshell is I'm a college and career advisor, and I have been at this for over 23 years. And this is the fun time of year where my students are coming back telling me about their acceptances and their scholarships, and I'll share more on that in a bit. But I also help students with figuring out what they want to be when they grow up. I do career testing. I'm a best-selling author. I am also a speaker. So those are some of the things that I do. Bottom line is I help teenagers, young adults, and their families map a plan for career success.
And when you do that, is that something you do with the student or with the parents?
Well, I work with primarily with the student. There are certain key sessions that I do invite the parent to participate during those conversations, such as best fit colleges and best fit careers. Those are two crucial conversations that parents were definitely a part of. Some of the other sessions, it's more working with the student one-on-one, helping them with their expanded resume, helping them with their college essays, helping them with whatever academic issues arise. Sometimes I'll have a session joint with the student and the parent, and we're really looking at their schedule, or they run into some academic challenges, and we're troubleshooting together.
Mm-hmm. So when you started this out 23 years ago, because what we're talking about today is women business owners, how they're living their best lives, how they got to where they are today. Did you see yourself here as a best-selling author and working at the levels that you're working at now?
Well, 23 years ago, my goal was really to have a career that I was excited about, that didn't feel like work. So that was my primary objective.
Hmm.
And it didn't occur to me that at some point I would be in the field for so long that I would be a go-to expert in media and also have a best-selling award-winning book. That didn't occur to me back then. I just really love what I do and love making an impact, and hearing my kids come back after 10, 15 years telling me how much our sessions meant to them and what they were able to take away and use in their real life and have success.
Now, if you were to give someone advice about starting a business, there's a young woman out there right now that may be watching and she's saying, I want to have a business. What advice would you give her if she's just starting out?
I would say invest in yourself. You are worth it. And don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. And so do something every day towards your dream, no matter how small it is. And if you have support, you know, sometimes I know when we're young adults, we're ready to launch out into the adult world and do things the way we want and have our own life and be independent. But if you have a supportive environment that you're in, you don't have to rush. You can take advantage of that extra time to get your business off the ground.
When you were thinking about taking this to where it is now, and we're going to fast forward, where now the pandemic has started and you're trying to figure out how to maybe pivot or something. What were some of the crucial steps you had to do to keep your business going?
Well, you have to kind of look at how you're doing business and if it still works. And
Mhm.
so I will say there were a lot of changes in higher education with the
Mhm.
admissions process, with colleges having students going remote, and even like SAT, ACT, if they were available. So that my whole industry was turned upside down, to put it mildly. And so I
Mhm.
really was looking at how can I continue to best serve students and families. And so some of the ways that I chose to pivot is to make my information accessible to the masses, to more
Mhm.
people. And the way that I did that is through creating an online course called College Edge. And it is an online college advising course for students and their families. They could sit down in the comforts of their home and walk through that together and get the guidance that they need, because they weren't able to access that during the pandemic with the students being off campus and not really able to readily access their guidance counselors. I also did that through creating my book, which let me hold it up for you and let you see.
I
This
don't
is
have it
my
here in the
book.
studio with me today, but it says Generation Edge. Okay.
Generation Edge, the student's four-step guide to college and career success. So I also started doing a lot more in media, whether it was podcast interviews, TV, just to continue to disseminate more information for students and families.
Now, when you is Generation Edge available on Amazon or other book outlets?
Yes, and the best way to find that book is just to go to drjenprice.com and scroll down the page, and you can order it individual copies or bulk for your school district or your youth group or even your sports team.
You say Dr. Jen. Let me see if I can put that in there because I'm trying to make sure I put stuff in the comments here because every once in a while I forget I can do that. Can I do that? Let me see. Dr. Jen dot com.
drjenprice.com.
Let me see if I can do this, Dr. Jen, because I'm learning as I go. But it's always fun to do these things like this here and see if it comes through. I don't know. Someone's destination. Did it go through? Hey, it went somewhere. I went to Facebook.
Okay.
There it is. Look at that. Ha ha.
Yay.
So we now have drjenprice.com listed on there, and I'm looking to see there's supposed to be banners. Here it is. And I can create a banner, and we're going to put drjenprice.com and see if I can get this going. Let me see.
Thank you.
Scroll across the bottom and click add banner. Let's see if I did that right, Dr. Jen. We're going to find out in a minute, aren't we?
So just go to my name, Dr. Jen Price. It's under my picture, drjenprice.com. There it is. You did it.
You know what?
You
That's
did
what I
it.
think about when we do these lives. You can find out what you can do, what you can't do. You learn as you go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Dr. Jen, yesterday I did a post for Face It Friday. It was Thursday. And I talked about my hater blockers. Yeah, I'm only CHB hater blockers. And it was a joke about the hater blockers really, but people actually said they wanted some. How crazy is that? You never know. But I think it's interesting because it goes to the even when you make a mistake, and sometimes in our personal and professional lives, we'll make mistakes and they turn out to be blessings in disguise. Can you think of a time when you made a mistake and it turned out to be a blessing in disguise in your business that you'd like to share with the audience?
Wow, I've made a lot of mistakes.
I'm gonna
You
give
know,
you.
I will say, kind of along the lines of what you do. Sometimes you just kind of put yourself out there a little bit before you're quite fully ready, that you're not totally 100%, and then you find that you can fly, that you can soar. And so I literally have been in situations where, I created like a product
Mm-hmm.
within like one day, like, okay, I'm going to call this done in a day, and I'm going to put a post out there and an application, and boom, work is coming in. And so I've done something similar to that. But in terms of mistakes, gee, I made so many. I just think about how sometimes I have trouble with, like, I have a PhD, but that doesn't mean I don't have trouble with my grammar or punctuation sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And my really kind supporters that follow me on social media, they help me out sometimes. They're like, did you mean to say that? Can you clarify? That's not clear. And so that's a tiny example of a mistake, but I've made other mistakes over time too, like even when it comes to changes in my field. Things happen so rapidly, and you just have to really be gracious and be humble and just be real, because sometimes they might change something like tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
about the SAT not offering the essay anymore, and you might miss it. And
Right.
so I really try hard to continue with my professional development, but I'm human. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
What? You're not perfect? So, sometimes I think when we are dealing with social media, especially with all the people now coming online, people think they have to have things perfect. And for me, I've kind of just realized that it's perfectly imperfect when it comes to me because sometimes I say the wrong words, I will write the wrong words, and I slur my words. And so I had to get over myself. How have that ever has that been a challenge for you working in the field you work in of academics?
Yes, because I sometimes feel pressure because I have a PhD to not make mistakes. And
Hmm.
I've actually been attacked before for, misspelling a word. And I'm just like, I mean, people make typos all the time when you're typing on your phone, and so cut me some slack. I went to school a long time, but, I still have to check, triple check
Hmm.
my work. And still sometimes, I miss something,
Yeah.
because I'm human like everyone else.
And I think that we don't give ourselves enough grace when it comes to things like that because now I have learned there was a time that if I posted something and I saw a spelling error or something like that, I would actually delete the whole post and do it completely over. Now I've gotten to the point where I go like, "Oh, you screwed that up," and I'll just leave it because like you said, I am human. Unless it's like a blatant where it's just something nobody can figure out that the THI should have been THE, something like that. I don't go back and check it. I may comment about it on the next post that I do, if it's a really big deal, but for the most part, I've learned to give myself some grace and understand that, like you said, I'm not perfect. And with that part about uh, that, what would you say is the thing that you've been most thankful for in 2021 regarding your business?
I am really thankful for the amazing people that I've met in some of my networking groups this year. You're one of them. And I just really feel like, you hear about you're kind of an average of the 5 people you interact with the most. And I
Mhm.
just really feel like overall, the community, the people that grown to know over this last year have really caused me to level up,
Mhm.
yourself included, in terms of asking those hard questions, calling me out when, it's like, are you sure that's really what's happening or what's really going on? Let's
Mhm.
reevaluate that and take ownership for how you can move the needle forward, and just really working on my mindset so that I
Mhm.
can go to that next level. And it really does matter to have the right support around you when you're building and when you have really big dreams, because not everyone thinks that way.
Mhm. And that is true. I'm thankful for the same, Dr. Jen, because when I look at the 5 people that are closest to me, I often feel like I'm out of my league, but it's also a blessing because I learned years ago, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I need to change rooms. And so
Mhm.
I work really hard to cultivate relationships with people that I feel like are a lot smarter than me or have gone a lot further than me. And um that has served me well and helped me to level up and push me to the next level. The other thing that I learned early on, especially from women like you and Dr. Denise and Mandeep, Dr. Denise Sincere, who is the wellness mentor and the confidence initiator, Mandeep Kerr, who is the owner of Beyond Outsourcing, um, which is one of her 3 businesses that she has. I can't remember all the name, but this lady is just like I don't think she sleeps. you know, my accountability buddy, super coach Lisa Deshuram, who is also the executive director of the New England Veterans Chamber of Commerce. So there are women that I'm surrounded by business wise that are all in places I want to go. And then there's also the women I surround myself spiritually that are my spiritual mentors. And then there's the women I surround myself that's all about relationships. I want to know women that have been married for 30 years since I have not been able to maintain a marriage and I'm on my third divorce. You know, who are the women that are actually in there making it happen, be it financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever it is, because every area of our life, sometimes one person can't be a mentor in every area. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. I mean, I have my different parts of my support system. I have my gym people,
Hmm.
my health and wellness folks that, we go hard together and sweat together. And then I have those, if there's a spiritual issue that comes out or comes up, I can go talk to them about those issues. And then I'm in the space of mental health. And so
Hmm.
I have those that are, other therapists or counselors, are people who are well versed in those topics, and we have deep discussions and deep dives into topics about, abandonment issues or the inner
Hmm.
child wound, and we can go deep in those areas and have conversation. Then of course there are the entrepreneurs. Then there are those that, I might just hang out with socially, and we talk beauty and fashion. And so
Hmm.
I feel very fortunate to have people in those different um, arenas to bond and connect with.
Now, when you want to just relax, is there, and I'll say relax, and I'll say relax on social media. Let's say specifically there. Like if you go on Instagram, is there someone that you're watching that you say, I like what they're doing and I'm kind of checking out what they do daily? Do you have anything like that or?
There are a few that I like to follow. One of them is Dr. Rachel. Her handle is at Hey Rachel, and she is a clinical psychologist. And
Mhm.
so I do follow her posts. They're very enlightening. There's a lot of learning that can happen just from reading her posts. They're really informative. Now, I do also go on and look at reels
Mhm. Okay.
just for fun and watch people what the latest dances are. What sometimes I find out about what the latest TikTok challenge is because one day I have aspirations to do something on
What?
TikTok because I do like to dance,
Okay.
and so I'm like scoping out: is there something I can actually do?
Well, I can tell you, you'll never catch me on TikTok dancing because I have two left feet. That is not my jam, but that's okay. But I love, like you, I love watching other people do it, and I love the people like me that can dance and are brave enough to get on TikTok and do it anyway. I'm not that one.
I didn't say I was the best dancer. I said I love to dance. So let me just clarify.
Mhm. I asked that because when we're talking about women in business, oftentimes we get a bad rap as if we don't know how to have fun, we don't know how to
Mhm.
relax, we don't know how to look, virtually let our hair down. And so I think it's important that people listen, know that even as a business owner, there are times you need to do something just for fun or for self care. So let's pivot there. Is there a special routine that you do that helps you run at your optimal in your business and your personal life?
Yes, there are things that I do nutrition wise in terms of supplements and
Mhm.
the type of protein supplements that I drink. But then there's also in terms of I keep a routine, a regimen for beauty. I have a rotation, as to when I do my hair, when I have my brows done, when I get my nails done, when I go for a massage, and I maintain that. And actually,
Mhm.
my eyebrow specialist requires that we pretty much book for the entire year. And
What?
so I know when my eyebrow appointments are for the entire year because that's kind of how far out she books. And
What?
so I could do things online with my hair appointments, actually drive out of town
Okay.
to get my hair done, which I know that
So
sounds a bit extreme, but I'm committed to looking my best.
mhm. And you know that's interesting because different people have different levels of commitment to their beauty regimen. See, I'm committed to yeah, I'm not doing all that.
Because the drive to get my hair done is so relaxing. I could catch up on YouTube videos or
Mhm.
listen to music. I can do my Audible and listen to some inspirational books. And then sometimes if I'm just tired, I don't feel like driving back. I'll just go get a hotel
Yeah,
and have a nice dinner and
you all
enjoy
in on self care. I
some
love that.
time.
And you know, see, and everybody has a regimen. For me, my commitment to my beauty regimen is my braids. I love my braids. They allow me to just get up and go. So like tomorrow, I'm getting my hair redone because to me, this is not my best. So I want to freshen up, and I try to get my braids. Not try, I get my braids done every 4 weeks because I'm just like,
Nice.
we're not
I
gonna be
like
raggedy.
that.
Thank you. We're not gonna be raggedy. If we're gonna have braids, they need to look nice. So I make a commitment. And since I started really eating better and stuff, my hair is growing really fast. So my own hair is on my shoulders now, which I thought was really pretty cool. And that because I had some of the people that watch me regularly know that I had some real bad issues. At one time, this whole side of my head was bald. But when I started wearing
Mhm.
braids, and a lot of people tried to discourage me saying that was going to hurt my hair, it really gave my hair and my scalp a rest, and now I have edges again. My hair is filling in, and it's just so nice. So I'm looking forward to a time when I won't necessarily even have to have the braids because my own hair will be able to be rocked hard. But right now, I'm loving the braids because they give me the freedom to just, get up and go. And my only other thing that I can't live without is lipstick. That's my superpower. Although I think most of the time y'all see me in maybe one or three colors or different ones because I mix and match. I love so I like all kind of colors. That's my thing. I have just started to cross over. Okay, here we go. I started playing with false eyelashes because a couple of the viewers said you really need to get your lash game up so we can, bring your eyes out. And a few weeks ago I actually had them on, and just before we went live, I noticed that my eyelash was here. So I decided this is probably not my thing right now. So I'm gonna have to work on my lash game and before I start showing up in public because them flying all over the world ain't gonna work for me. But it
Right.
was fun anyway.
I started
Okay, we
experimenting with eyelashes too, and I'm still working on getting them on properly in a timely fashion. But I do love lip colors like you,
hmm
hence the
and
bright,
see, funny,
like
yeah.
bright
And see,
colors.
the thing about it is I want a routine that allows me to get up and go pretty quickly because sometimes I don't feel my best with all the different medical issues that I have. It's like I really need something that's quick, down and dirty because I'm not like a lot of women that can spend 20, 30 minutes in the mirror doing makeup. That just doesn't work for me. So not having to put on any makeup and just throw my lipstick on and wiggle my hair, I'm a happy camper. So that's my routine. When you're also a mom. How do you balance your business life with um rearing your child?
Well, it's very exciting.
Mhm.
Like when I was writing my book, and my son was working from home, learning from home online. That made things a bit challenging, and so I spent a lot of hours in the middle of the night working on my book, like at 3 a.m. working on my book 3 to 5
So like
before
when
he
your
would
son
wake
was
up for
asleep.
the day. And so I do try to involve him with social
Mhm.
media because he actually has some pretty good ideas. He's like, "Mom, you should take this picture, and
Mhm.
maybe you can say this about the caption." And he likes being involved. And
Okay.
on his little, he made a little piece of artwork for Thanksgiving, and there were leaves on the tree, and each leaf said what he was thankful for. And one of his leaves said business, because he
What?
considers himself a businessman already because he helps
Oh,
his mama with her business.
okay. Well, that's a good thing right there. So involving him, do you think that involving him has helped reduce your stress or added to it?
Well, I think it certainly gives him a little bit more patience with me when I do have to step aside and do some work, because he understands a little bit as to what's involved.
Mhm.
And so whenever I was having like Zoom meetings with a coach, he would kind of listen in the background and
Mhm.
learn a little bit, or interrupt me a little bit less,
Mhm.
because he kind of has some understanding, and he has some aspirations too as an inventor. And
Mhm.
so we talk about how I could support him, and so I feel like in the long run, involving him is helpful. In the short term, it's still a little clumsy.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any highlights you'd like to discuss with us about 2021 for your business? And then we'll go
Yes,
into
I am
2022.
truly grateful and thankful that my book, Generation Edge, The Student's Four-Step Guide to College and Career Success, available on
Mhm.
drjimprice.com. I am
Mhm.
truly thankful that that became an Amazon bestseller. And even this year, it was recognized. I received an international book award as
Mhm.
well. And so I'm
Mhm.
truly thankful for that. It's always nice to have your hard work recognized. I'm
Yeah.
also very thankful for the opportunities to be in media this year. I had 2 TV segments on the list, also
Mhm.
numerous podcasts. And I'm also very thankful for the keynote address that I had a chance to deliver this fall, and just
Mhm.
look forward to more speaking opportunities.
Okay.
And just even my, I would say, just my online academic research
Mhm.
was recently recognized in an international academic journal, a top 10. And
All
so I
right.
just really feel like this year I got to shine in some areas where I'm strong, when it comes to writing, when it comes to speaking. And I'm just truly thankful for those opportunities. And I look forward to what next year has in store for me.
So, do we have any big plans for 2022, or are you still flushing that out? Because I know that you're part of a mastermind, and I was wondering, are you? I'm working right now on my blueprint for 2022, and before you go into this, I want to mention that I did every year. I always read my letter that I wrote to myself, which was my future self, and I actually read mine today because I usually try to read mine 10 days before my birthday. And I tell you, it had me in tears because I am very grateful that everything I wrote to my future self came to pass.
Wow,
And
that's amazing.
and and yeah, I mean, there was nothing left on that page. There was one carryover, but it was a carryover because it said I would be planning for my beach house, and I'm not supposed to get it till next year. There were other things on there that I did not plan to get till next year, but they actually came to pass in this year.
Wow.
That was exciting to me. So with that said, how about you? Do you write letters to your future self and then read them back, or are you planning to do that for this upcoming year?
Well, I did write a letter this year for my future self next year.
Hmm.
I'm a list person in general, so I'm constantly making lists. But I will say, in terms of like the big stones or the big things that I really wanted to accomplish this year, I'm thankful to say that they did. Many of those did happen, like with the book,
Hmm.
and then the Amazon bestseller, as well as the International Book Award. Those were important. Also being on national media. I didn't mention this, but my book was featured in Forbes, so that
Oh,
was very exciting for me as well, along with the podcast. And I would also say some other things that were important to me was to just really surround myself with the right people. And I feel like this year I had a chance to really connect with people who get who I am and what I'm
hmm,
about. Because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel like an odd duck, when
yeah.
so many people have jobs, which there's nothing wrong with the job, but there's kind of a different way of thinking, a different way of living that goes along with being an entrepreneur. And so I'm truly thankful to have a lot of the right people in my life. And I'm also very grateful for my clients and the successes that they've had. I'm starting to post right now on social media some of their wins in terms of college admissions, college acceptances, and the massive amounts of scholarships they're starting to receive at this point in the year. But I'm looking forward to pivoting a little bit and giving students opportunities to start attending workshops on a regular basis, students and their families, as well as looking forward to having a live event for a couple of days for students and their families.
Now that sounds exciting. You know, a lot of us are working on courses and things of that nature. Do you currently have any online courses or anticipate having any for 2022?
I do have an online course. It's called College Edge. It's an online college counseling course for students and families in grades 7 through 12. And so, what I'd like to do is, it's already available standalone with
Mhm.
videos and an over 40-page workbook. There's an online community that goes along with it. You get a copy of my book as well as my branded t shirt. There's
Mhm.
some other benefits that come along with being a part of that community in terms of
Mhm.
having access to live Q&A opportunities. And so I do plan on really integrating that with my live experience as well as an extension of the live experience. And so you can come to the event that's a couple of days and leave with, some clear direction on what's the right career, what's the right major, what are the best fit colleges, places where you can go get scholarships, expanded resume done, as well as at least one essay drafted. So those are some big um, deliverables that families can walk away with, and then
Mhm.
also have access to the online course through the rest of the year.
That's really cool. Well, with all of that said, I think we covered everything, Dr. Jen. And I just really thank you for coming on with me today to talk about what you are doing, what you've done in 2021, what you're about to do in 2022. And did I miss anything?
No, this has been great. Thanks for allowing me to catch up and kind of reflect a little bit over the last year and Dreamcast and look ahead to the new year. I'm definitely looking forward to some more patio time as I dream and then plan for the future.
Well, for some of you that may not know, Dr. Jen was my first YouTube interview along with Mr. Archie Messer-Smith Bunting. And I tell you, I'm so honored that she took the time to come here and do this roll up with me because she trusted me with her story about her business when I had no idea of what I was doing on YouTube. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Jen, thank you for continuing to be in my life, for continuing to support me in my growth as I learn all the things I need to learn. And I continue to learn daily. But I am so excited that you are still a part of my life, a part of my lean and story. I wish you the best in 2022. continued success in your business, and may God continue to bless you way beyond whatever you could ask or think.
Well, thank you, Brenda. And I know that there are great things ahead for you. And I got my bowl of popcorn and I'm watching because I know it's going to be good.
Well, keep watching, Dr. Jen, and thank you again for coming. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye bye. Well, y'all, that was my look at Dr. Jen Price. And I'm going to be back in a little while with some more business women because it's the end of the year and it's never too early to say thank you or to highlight the sisters that are making it happen here in this universe of the business world. Y'all take care. Be blessed. And remember, the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. Choose wisely. You see, even as I can't even get my end finger. Where's it going? Oh, in. Where's my end?